Begin Course 3. Project Planning, putting it all together 33 hours, approximately. What you'll learn: describe the components of the project planning phase and their significance. Identify tools and best practices to build a project plan and risk management plan. Describe how to estimate, track, and maintain a budget. Draft a communication plan and explain how to manage it. Skills you'll gain: category, procurement category, risk management category, strategic thinking category, task estimation category, project planning details to know. Shareable certificate. Add to your LinkedIn profile. Assessments: 29 quizzes, 2 assignments. There are 5 modules in this course. This is the 3rd course in the Google Project Management Certificate program. This course will explore how to map out a project in the 2nd phase of the project life cycle, the project planning phase. You will examine the key components of a project plan, how to make accurate time estimates, and how to set milestones. Next, you will learn how to build and manage a budget and how the procurement processes work. Then, you will discover tools that can help you identify and manage different types of risk and how to use a risk management plan to communicate and resolve risks. Finally, you will explore how to draft and manage a communication plan and how to organize project documentation. Current Google project managers will continue to instruct and provide you with hands-on approaches for accomplishing these tasks while showing you the best project management tools and resources for the job at hand. Learners who complete this program should be equipped to apply for introductory level jobs as project managers. No previous experience is necessary. By the end of this course, you will be able to describe the components of the project planning phase and their significance. Explain why milestones are important and how to set them. Make accurate time estimates and describe techniques for acquiring them from team members. Identify tools and best practices to build a project plan and risk management plan. Describe how to estimate, track, and maintain a budget. Explain the procurement process and identify key procurement documentation. Draft a communication plan and explain how to manage it. Explain why milestones are important and how to set them. Explain why a project plan is necessary and what components it contains. Make accurate time estimates and describe techniques for acquiring them from team members. In this course you will learn all the steps for starting the planning phase of a project, including setting and reaching milestones and identifying tasks, the budgeting process, identifying and planning for risks, key project documentation. Keep up the great work. Scenario: Larry Jeffers Race Cars, new chassis development project. Project overview: Larry Jeffers Race Cars is embarking on a project to develop a new, lightweight chassis for drag racing cars. The project aims to enhance performance while reducing weight, making the cars more competitive. The project is scheduled to take 12 months, with a budget of $800,000. Components of the project planning phase and their significance. Project plan components: scope statement, develop a lightweight chassis that meets NHRA regulations and enhances vehicle performance. Work breakdown structure, WBS, breakdown of tasks including design, prototyping, testing, and final production. Milestones, key deliverables at each phase, for example, design completion, prototype ready, testing phase start, final production. Risk management plan, identification and mitigation of risks such as material delays, design flaws, and budget overruns. Communication plan, regular updates to stakeholders, including weekly meetings and monthly progress reports. Setting milestones, design phase completion, 3 months prototype development, 6 months testing phase start, 9 months final production, 12 months importance. Milestones help track progress, ensure timely completion, and allow for adjustments if needed. Time estimates, techniques: use historical data from similar projects, consult with team members and experts, and apply estimation tools like BERT, Program Evaluation Review Technique. Accurate time estimates, crucial for scheduling resources and ensuring project stays on track. Tools and best practices: project management tools, Asana for task tracking, Microsoft Project for scheduling, and Trello for team collaboration. Risk management: use a risk register, conduct regular risk assessments, and have contingency plans in place. Budgeting: estimating costs, use historical data, quotes from suppliers, and expert judgment. Tracking and maintaining budget, regular financial reviews, variance analysis, and cost control measures. Procurement process: key documentation, request for proposals, RFPs, contracts, purchase orders, and vendor agreements. Importance: ensures timely acquisition of materials and services needed for the project. Communication plan: Drafting and managing, define communication methods, email, meetings, reports, frequency, and target audience. Importance, keeps all stakeholders informed and engaged, reducing misunderstandings and ensuring project alignment. Scenario: Larry Jeffers Race Cars, Lightweight Chassis Development Project. Project Overview: Larry Jeffers Race Cars is embarking on a project to develop a new lightweight chassis for drag racing cars. This chassis will meet NHRA regulations and significantly enhance vehicle performance. The project has a 12-month timeline and an $800,000 budget. Project plan components: Scope statement: develop a lightweight chassis that meets NHRA regulations and enhances vehicle performance. The chassis should reduce the car's weight by at least 15% compared to the previous model while maintaining structural integrity and safety. Work breakdown structure: WBS, Phase 1, Design, 3 months. Task 1.1, Conceptual Design. Task 1.2, CAD Modeling. Task 1.3, Design Review and Approval. Phase 2, Prototyping, 3 months. Task 2.1, Material Procurement. Task 2.2, Prototype Fabrication. Task 2.3, Prototype Assembly. Phase 3, Testing, 3 months. Task 3.1, Static Load Testing. Task 3.2, Dynamic Testing. Task 3.3, Performance Analysis. Phase 4, Final Production, 3 months. Task 4.1, Production Planning. Task 4.2, Mass Production. Task 4.3, Quality Control and Final Inspection. Milestones: Design Phase Completion, 3 months. Prototype Development, 6 months. Testing Phase Start, 9 months. Final Production, 12 months. Risk Management Plan, Risk Identification, Material Delays, Design Flaws, Budget Overruns, Regulatory Compliance Issues. Risk Mitigation, Material Delays: establish relationships with multiple suppliers, maintain a buffer stock of critical materials. Design Flaws: conduct thorough design reviews and simulations before prototyping. Budget Overruns: monitor expenses closely, maintain a contingency fund. Regulatory Compliance Issues: regularly consult with NHRA officials during design and testing phases. Scenario: Larry Jeffers Race Cars, Lightweight Chassis Development Project. Risk Management Plan. Risk Identification, Material Delays: risk of delays in receiving critical materials due to supplier issues. Design Flaws: potential flaws in the chassis design that could impact performance and safety. Budget Overruns: the possibility of project costs exceeding the allocated budget. Regulatory Compliance Issues: risk of not meeting NHRA regulations and requirements. Risk Mitigation, Material Delays, Mitigation Strategy: establish relationships with multiple suppliers to diversify sourcing options. Maintain a buffer stock of critical materials to prevent delays in production. Metrics: supplier lead time, target less than 2 weeks. Buffer stock level, maintain a minimum of 10% of critical materials in stock. Example: lead time for steel from supplier A, 1.5 weeks. Buffer stock of high-strength steel, 500 kilograms, 10% of total required. Design Flaws, Mitigation Strategy: conduct thorough design reviews and simulations before moving to the prototyping phase. Silence MSEC equals 347/pitch. Engage experienced engineers to validate designs and perform peer reviews. Metrics: design review time, 4 weeks for initial review simulation runs, minimum of 10 simulations per design iteration. Example: design review completed in 3.5 weeks. 12 simulation runs conducted, identifying and resolving 3 potential design issues. Budget Overruns, Mitigation Strategy: monitor expenses closely through regular financial reviews. Maintain a contingency fund to cover unexpected costs. Metrics: budget variance, target less than 5% variance from planned budget. Contingency fund, 10% of total budget. Example: total budget, $800,000. Contingency fund, $80,000. Actual cost to date, $760,000, 5% under budget. Regulatory Compliance Issues, Mitigation Strategy: regularly consult with NHRA officials during design and testing phases to ensure compliance. Silence MSEC equals 347/pitch. Stay updated on any changes to NHRA regulations. Metrics: consultation frequency, bi-monthly meetings with NHRA officials. Compliance checkpoints, minimum of 3 compliance reviews during the project. Example: NHRA consultations held every 2 months. Compliance reviews conducted at design completion, prototype development, and pre-production phases. Detailed risk management examples: material delays. Scenario: the primary supplier of carbon fiber delays shipment by 3 weeks due to production issues. Action taken, activated backup supplier, which delivered the required material in 1.5 weeks. Buffer stock was utilized to bridge the gap, preventing delays in the prototyping phase. Outcome: production stayed on track with no significant impact on the schedule. Metrics achieved: supplier lead time, 1.5 weeks, backup supplier, buffer stock level, reduced to 5% but replenished within 2 weeks. Design flaws, scenario: during the design review, a potential flaw in the load-bearing capacity of the chassis was identified. Action taken, additional simulations were run to test the revised design, addressing the identified issue. Peer review conducted by an external expert confirmed the resolution of the flaw. Outcome: the design flaw was resolved before prototyping, ensuring safety and performance. Metrics achieved: design review time, 4 weeks, including additional simulation runs, 15, 5 additional to confirm flaw resolution. Budget overruns, scenario: unexpected increase in the cost of aluminum by 15% due to market fluctuations. Action taken, use the contingency fund to cover the additional cost, ensuring the budget remained intact. Negotiated a long-term contract with the supplier to lock in prices and avoid future fluctuations. Outcome: the budget was maintained within acceptable variance, and future costs were stabilized. Metrics achieved: budget variance, 4.5%, within target. Contingency fund usage, $20,000, 25% of the fund utilized. Regulatory compliance issues, scenario: new NHRA safety regulations were introduced midway through the project. Action taken, immediate consultation with NHRA officials to understand new requirements. Adjustments made to the design and testing protocols to comply with new regulations. Outcome: the project remained compliant with NHRA regulations, avoiding potential penalties or redesigns. Metrics achieved: consultation frequency, bi-monthly, on schedule. Compliance checkpoints, 4, 1 additional due to regulation change. By implementing these risk management strategies and monitoring key metrics, Larry Jeffers Race Cars ensures the successful execution of the lightweight chassis development project, meeting performance, budget, and schedule goals. Communication plan, methods, email updates, weekly team meetings, monthly stakeholder progress reports. Frequency, weekly meetings, monthly progress reports. Target audience, project team, management, key stakeholders, and NHRA officials. Scenario: Larry Jeffers Race Cars Lightweight Chassis Development Project Communication Plan. Objectives: ensure all team members and stakeholders are informed about project progress. Facilitate effective communication to address issues promptly. Maintain transparency and alignment with NHRA regulations. Communication methods: email updates, weekly team meetings, monthly stakeholder progress reports. Frequency: email updates, twice weekly, every Tuesday and Friday. Weekly team meetings, every Monday at 10 a.m. Monthly stakeholder progress reports, first Monday of each month. Target audience, project team management, key stakeholders, NHRA officials. Detailed communication plan. Examples: email updates. Objective: provide regular updates on daily, weekly tasks and immediate issues. Frequency: twice weekly, Tuesday and Friday. Metrics: open rate, target 95% open rate. Response time, average response time less than 24 hours. Example: email sent on Tuesday 8 April summarizing the week's tasks and any arising issues. Silence msec equals 347, /pitch. Open rate, 97%. Average response time, 12 hours. Weekly team meetings. Objective: discuss ongoing tasks, address any blockers, and plan for the upcoming week. Frequency: every Monday at 10 a.m. Metrics: attendance rate, target 100% attendance. Action item completion, target 90% completion of assigned action items by next meeting. Example: meeting held on Monday 10 April with 12 team members present. Attendance rate, 100%. Action item completion, 92% of tasks assigned in the previous meeting were completed. Monthly stakeholder progress reports. Objective: provide a comprehensive update on the project's progress, key milestones achieved, and any risks, issues. Frequency: first Monday of each month. Metrics: report delivery time, target 100% on-time delivery. Stakeholder feedback score, target average feedback score of 0.8. Example: report delivered on Monday 1 May detailing April's progress. Delivery time, on time, 100%, stakeholder feedback score, 8.5. Communication plan implementation, email updates. Scenario: mid-project, A design change was required due to a new NHRA regulation. Action taken. An email update was sent out on Tuesday detailing the change and the immediate steps to be taken. Outcome: team quickly adapted to the change, and the project continued smoothly. Metrics achieved: open rate, 96% response time, 10 hours weekly team meetings. Scenario: during a weekly meeting, it was identified that there was a delay in receiving a critical component. Action taken: the team discussed alternative suppliers and decided on an action plan to mitigate the delay. Outcome: the issue was resolved within 2 days, preventing a significant impact on the project timeline. Metrics achieved: attendance rate, 100% action item completion, 95% monthly stakeholder progress reports. Scenario: at the end of the 3rd month, the first prototype was completed. Action taken: a detailed progress report was sent to all stakeholders, highlighting the completion of the prototype and outlining the next steps. Outcome: stakeholders were satisfied with the progress, and additional funding was approved for the next phase. Metrics achieved: report delivery time, on time, 100%. Stakeholder feedback score, 9/10. Summary: by using these communication methods and tracking relevant metrics, Larry Jeffers Race Cars ensures effective communication throughout the project, keeping all parties informed and engaged, thereby supporting successful project delivery. Setting milestones: design phase completion, timeline, 3 months importance, ensures that the project progresses to the prototyping phase on time, keeping the overall schedule on track. Prototype development, timeline, 6 months importance, allows for thorough testing and validation of the design, ensuring any issues are addressed before final production. Testing phase start, timeline, 9 months importance, critical to validate the performance and safety of the chassis, ensuring it meets all regulatory requirements and performance benchmarks. Final production, timeline, 12 months importance, marks the completion of the project, ensuring that the new chassis is ready for market release and use in competition. Setting milestones for lightweight chassis development project at Larry Jeffers Race Cars Overview. Setting milestones is critical to tracking the progress of the project and ensuring timely completion. Below are detailed fictional scenarios with numerical metrics to illustrate the importance and tracking of these milestones. 1. Design phase completion timeline, 3 months importance, ensures the project progresses to the prototyping phase on time, keeping the overall schedule on track. Scenario example: start date, January 1st, end date, March 31st. Key activities: concept design, CAD modeling, design reviews. Metrics: ASP, actual schedule performance, planned duration equals 90 days, actual duration equals 85 days. Budget variance, planned cost equals $50,000, actual cost equals $48,000. Employee satisfaction score, target equals 8/10, actual equals 8.5/10. Outcome: design phase completion date, March 25th, 5 days ahead of schedule. Performance analysis, completed under budget with high employee satisfaction, enabling an early start to prototyping. 2. Prototype development timeline, 6 months importance, allows for thorough testing and validation of the design, ensuring any issues are addressed before final production. Scenario example: start date, April 1st, end date, September 30th. Key activities: building prototype, initial testing, design adjustments. Metrics: earned value, planned value equals $150,000, earned value equals $145,000. Budget variance, planned cost equals $160,000, actual cost equals $155,000. Productivity, target equals 95%, actual equals 93%. Outcome: prototype development completion date, October 5th, 5 days over schedule. Performance analysis, slightly over schedule and under budget, with minor productivity lag addressed through additional resource allocation. 3. Testing phase start timeline, 9 months importance, critical to validate the performance and safety of the chassis, ensuring it meets all regulatory requirements and performance benchmarks. Scenario example: start date, October 1st, end date, December 31st. Key activities: rigorous testing, safety validation, performance benchmarking. Metrics: ASP, actual schedule performance, planned duration equals 90 days, actual duration equals 88 days. Customer satisfaction score, target equals 85%, actual equals 87%. Budget variance, planned cost equals $80,000, Actual cost equals $78,000. Outcome, testing phase start date, January 2nd, 2 days ahead of schedule. Performance analysis, testing phase began slightly early, with higher than expected customer satisfaction. 4. Final production timeline, 12 months. Importance, marks the completion of the project, ensuring that the new chassis is ready for market release and use in competition. Scenario example, start date, January 1st. End date, December 31st. Key activities, final adjustments, full-scale production, quality assurance. Metrics. Net profit margin, target equals 20%, actual equals 22%. Gross revenues, target equals $500,000, actual equals $525,000. Employee satisfaction score, target equals 9/10, actual equals 9/2. Outcome. Final production completion date, December 29th, 2 days ahead of schedule. Performance analysis, successful early completion with higher net profit margin and employee satisfaction, positioning the product well for market release. Summary, setting and tracking milestones with specific numerical metrics ensures the project stays on schedule, within budget, and meets performance expectations. Each milestone's timely completion helps Larry Jeffers race cars manage resources efficiently and achieve project goals, ultimately delivering a high-quality product ready for market competition. Time estimates, techniques, historical data, analyze similar past projects for time estimates. Expert judgment, consult with experienced team members and industry experts. Estimation tools, use PERT, program evaluation review technique, and critical path analysis for accurate time estimates. Tools and best practices, project management tools, Asana, task tracking and project management. Microsoft Project, detailed scheduling and timeline management. Trello, team collaboration and visual task boards. Risk management, risk register, document and prioritize identified risks. Regular risk assessments, conduct periodic reviews to identify new risks and reassess existing ones. Contingency plans, develop action plans for high-priority risks. Budgeting, estimating costs, historical data, use cost data from previous projects. Quotes from suppliers, obtain current pricing information from vendors. Expert judgment, leverage the expertise of financial analysts and project managers. Tracking and maintaining budget, regular financial reviews, conduct monthly budget reviews. Variance analysis, compare actual costs against budgeted amounts. Cost control measures, implement strict expense approvals and regular budget updates. Procurement process, key documentation, request for proposals, RFPs, solicit bids from suppliers. Contracts, formal agreements with selected vendors. Purchase orders, specific orders for goods and services. Vendor agreements, detailed terms and conditions of supply. Importance, timely acquisition, ensures materials and services are available when needed. Preventing delays. Cost control, helps negotiate favorable terms and pricing, maintaining budget compliance. Communication plan, drafting and managing, define methods, specify communication methods such as emails, meetings, and reports. Frequency, set the frequency of updates, for example, weekly, monthly. Target audience, identify who needs to receive information, for example, project team, stakeholders, management. Importance, stakeholder engagement, keeps all parties informed and engaged. Reducing misunderstandings, clear communication helps prevent confusion and ensures project alignment. Ensuring alignment, regular updates help maintain focus and direction. Time estimates and tools at Larry Jeffers Race Cars. Time estimates techniques. 1. Historical data, scenario, project, developing a new high-performance exhaust system. Past project, similar exhaust system project took 6 months. Estimated time, based on historical data, the new project is estimated to take 6 months. Metrics, ASP, actual schedule performance, historical duration equals 180 days, estimated duration equals 180 days, actual duration equals 175 days. Variance analysis, planned versus actual duration shows a variance of -5 days. Outcome, the project completed 5 days ahead of the estimated timeline, showcasing effective use of historical data for time estimation. 2. Expert judgment, scenario, project, designing a custom turbocharger. Experts consulted, senior engineers and industry consultants. Estimated time, experts suggest a timeline of 4 months. Metrics, ASP, Expert estimate equals 120 days, actual duration equals 125 days. Employee satisfaction score, target equals 9/10, actual equals 8/10. Outcome, the project slightly exceeded the estimated time by 5 days, demonstrating the reliability and minor margin for error in expert judgment. 3. Estimation tools, PERT, scenario, project, upgrading the fuel injection system. Estimated time, using PERT, with optimistic, O, equals 3 months, pessimistic, P, equals 7 months, and most likely, M, equals 5 months. PERT estimate, O plus 4N plus P, 6 equals, 3 plus 4 5 plus 7, 6 equals 5 months. Metrics, ASP, PERT estimate equals 150 days, actual duration equals 152 days. Productivity, target equals 95%, actual equals 94%. Outcome, the project duration closely matched the PERT estimate, highlighting the accuracy of the estimation tool. Tools and best practices. Project management tools. 1. Asana, scenario, project, managing tasks for a new aerodynamic body kit. Usage, tracking task progress, assigning responsibilities. Metrics, employee satisfaction score, target equals 8/10, actual equals 8/5. Productivity, target equals 90%, actual equals 92%. Outcome, increased productivity and employee satisfaction due to clear task tracking and assignment. 2. Microsoft project, scenario, project, detailed scheduling for a suspension system upgrade. Usage, Gantt charts for timeline management, resource allocation. Metrics, ASP, planned duration equals 200 days, actual duration equals 195 days. Budget variance, planned cost equals $100,000, actual cost equals $98,000. Outcome, the project finished under budget and ahead of schedule, showcasing effective timeline and resource management. 3. Trello, scenario, project, team collaboration on a braking system redesign. Usage, visual tasks boards for team collaboration and status updates. Metrics, employee satisfaction score, target equals 9/10, actual equals 9/2. Customer satisfaction score, target equals 85%, actual equals 87%. Outcome, high employee and customer satisfaction, demonstrating effective collaboration and task management. Risk management. 1. Risk register, scenario, project, new engine development. Usage, documenting and prioritizing risks such as supply chain disruptions. Metrics, risk reduction, identified 15 risks, mitigated 12. ASP, planned duration equals 240 days, actual duration equals 245 days. Outcome, effective risk mitigation with a slight schedule overrun, highlighting the importance of a risk register. 2. Regular risk assessments, scenario, project, chassis reinforcement. Usage, conducting monthly risk assessments. Metrics, risk identification, new risks identified equals 5, addressed equals 5. Budget variance, planned cost equals $80,000, actual cost equals $82,000. Outcome, all new risks were addressed, ensuring project continuity with minimal budget variance. 3. Contingency plans, scenario, project, electronic control unit, AQ, upgrade. Usage, developing action plans for high-priority risks like software bugs. Metrics, risk mitigation, high-priority risks equals 3, mitigated equals 3. ASP, planned duration equals 180 days, actual duration equals 178 days. Outcome, successful mitigation of high-priority risks, resulting in an early project completion. Budgeting. 1. Estimating costs, scenario, project, turbocharger installation. Usage, using historical data, supplier quotes, and expert judgment. Metrics, cost estimate, historical data equals $50,000, supplier quotes equals $52,000, expert judgment equals $51,000. Budget variance, planned cost equals $51,000, actual cost equals $50,500. Outcome, accurate cost estimation, with actual cost slightly under the planned budget. 2. Tracking and maintaining budget, scenario, project, exhaust system development. Usage, regular financial reviews and variance analysis. Metrics, monthly reviews, identified cost overruns in 2 out of 6 months. Budget variance, planned cost equals $60,000, actual cost equals $62,000. Outcome, identified and addressed cost overruns, maintaining overall budget compliance. Procurement Process 1. Key documentation, scenario, project, sourcing materials for a new suspension system. Usage, RFPs, contracts, purchase orders, and vendor agreements. Metrics, RFP responses, sent equals 5, received equals 4. Contracts, signed equals 3. Purchase orders, issued equals 10. Outcome, successful procurement process, ensuring timely acquisition of materials. 2. Importance, scenario, project, fabrication of lightweight body panels. Usage, ensuring timely and cost-effective procurement. Metrics, on-time delivery, target equals 95%, actual equals 93%. Cost control, planned cost equals $70,000, actual cost equals $69,000. Outcome, ensured timely delivery and maintained budget compliance. Communication Plan 1. Drafting and managing, scenario, project, development of a new aerodynamic package. Usage, define methods, frequency, and target audience. Metrics, email updates, weekly equals 12 sent. Meetings, weekly team meetings equals 12 held. Reports, monthly progress reports equals 3 submitted. Outcome, regular and effective communication kept stakeholders informed and engaged. 2. Importance, scenario, project, finalizing the chassis design. Usage, ensuring clear and consistent communication. Metrics, stakeholder engagement, target equals 90%, actual equals 92%. Reducing misunderstandings, issues resolved through communication equals 5. Outcome, high stakeholder engagement and reduced misunderstandings, ensuring project alignment. By applying these techniques and tools with numerical metrics in fictional scenarios, Larry Jeffers race cars can effectively manage projects, ensuring timely completion, budget compliance, and stakeholder satisfaction. Larry Jeffers race cars, fictional scenario examples with key metrics: schedule metrics, actual schedule performance, ASP, scenario, project, development of a lightweight chassis. Planned duration, 12 months. Actual duration, to date, 12 months. ASP, on schedule. Metrics, planned duration, 365 days. Actual duration, 365 days. ASP, 100%. Outcome, the project is on schedule, ensuring timely progression to the next phase. Cost metrics, actual cost performance, ACP, scenario, project, fabrication and testing of a lightweight chassis. Budget, $800,000. Actual cost, to date, $790,000. ACP, $10,000 under budget. Metrics, budget, $800,000. Actual cost, $790,000. ACP, 98.75%. Outcome, the project is $10,000 under budget, demonstrating efficient cost management. Value metrics: earned value, F, scenario, project, chassis design and development. Planned value, PV, $400,000. F, $420,000. Schedule performance index, SPI, 1.05, ahead of schedule. Metrics, planned value, $400,000. Earned value, $420,000. SPI, 1.05. Outcome, the project is ahead of schedule, indicating efficient use of resources and effective project execution. Profitability metrics: net profit margin, scenario, project, sales of a new lightweight chassis. Gross revenue, $1 million. Net profit, $150,000. Net profit margin, 15%. Metrics: gross revenue, $1 million. Net profit, $150,000. Net profit margin, 15%. Outcome, the project achieved a net profit margin of 15%, highlighting its financial success. Productivity metrics: productivity rate, scenario, project, production of lightweight chassis. Output, 10 chassis. Time, 2 months. Productivity rate, 5 chassis, month. Metrics: output, 10 chassis. Time, 2 months. Time, 2 months. Productivity rate, 5 chassis, month. Metrics: output, 10 chassis. Time, 2 months. Productivity rate, 5 chassis, month. Outcome, The project maintained a productivity rate of 5 chassis per month, ensuring steady production. Customer satisfaction metrics. Customer satisfaction score, scenario, project, delivery and feedback of the new chassis. Survey rating, 4.55. Customer satisfaction score, 90%. Metrics, survey rating, 4.55. Customer satisfaction score, 90%. Outcome, high customer satisfaction score indicates successful meeting of customer expectations. Employee satisfaction metrics. Employee satisfaction score, scenario, project, development and production team feedback. Survey rating, 4.5. Employee satisfaction score, 80%. Metrics, survey rating, 4.5. Employee satisfaction score, 80%. Outcome, high employee satisfaction score demonstrates a positive work environment and team morale. Budget metrics. Budget variance, scenario, project, overall budget management for the chassis development. Planned budget, $800,000. Actual cost, $790,000. Budget variance, $10,000 under budget. Metrics, planned budget, $800,000. Actual cost, $790,000. Budget variance, $10,000 under budget. Outcome, effective budget management resulted in a $10,000 cost saving. Other relevant metrics. Line items, scenario, project, detailed cost breakdown for the chassis development. Materials, $300,000. Labor, $400,000. Overhead, $90,000. Metrics, materials, $300,000. Labor, $400,000. Overhead, $90,000. Outcome, comprehensive cost management ensured that all line items stayed within the planned budget. Gross revenues, scenario, project, total revenue from sales of the new chassis. Gross revenues, $1,200,000. Metrics, gross revenues, $1,200,000. Outcome, the project generated $1,200,000 in gross revenues, indicating strong market demand. Net sales, scenario, project, adjusted sales after returns and discounts. Gross revenues, $1,200,000. Returns, $50,000. Discounts, $100,000. Net sales, $1,050,000. Metrics, gross revenues, $1,200,000. Returns, $50,000. Discounts, $100,000. Net sales, $1,050,000. Outcome, the project achieved $1,050,000 in net sales, reflecting successful market penetration and customer acceptance. By implementing and tracking these elements and metrics, Larry Jeffers Race Cars can ensure the successful completion of the lightweight chassis development project, meeting performance, budget, and schedule goals. Key metrics in the project: schedule metrics, actual schedule performance, ASP, planned duration, 12 months actual duration, to date, 12 months ASP, on-schedule cost metrics, actual cost performance, ACP, budget, $800,000 actual cost, to date, $790,000 ACP, $10,000 under budget. Value metrics, earned value, F, planned value, PV, $400,000 F, $420,000 schedule performance index, SPI, F, PV equals $420,000, $400,000 equals 1.05, ahead of schedule. Profitability metrics, net profit margin, gross revenue, $1 million net profit, $150,000 net profit margin, 15% productivity metrics, productivity rate, output, 10 chassis time, 2 months productivity rate, 5 chassis, month. Customer satisfaction metrics, customer satisfaction score, survey rating, 4.55. Customer satisfaction score, 90%. Employee satisfaction metrics, employee satisfaction score, survey rating, 4.5. Employee satisfaction score, 80%. Budget metrics, budget variance, planned budget, $800,000 actual cost, $790. Budget variance, $10,000 under budget. Other relevant metrics. Line items. Materials, $300,000. Labor, $400,000. Overhead, $90,000. Gross revenues, $1,200,000. Net sales. Gross revenues, $1,200,000. Returns, $50,000. Discounts, $100,000. Net sales, $1,050,000. By implementing and tracking these elements and metrics, Larry Jeffers race cars can ensure the successful completion of the lightweight chassis development project, meeting performance, budget, and schedule goals. Key metrics: schedule metrics, actual schedule performance, ASP, track the project schedule against the planned schedule. For instance, if the design phase was planned for 3 months but took 4 months, the ASP would be delayed by 1 month. Planned duration, 12 months. Actual duration, to date, 14 months. ASP, 16.67% delay. Cost metrics, actual cost performance, ACP, compare actual costs to the budget. If the prototype development budget was $300,000 but actual costs were $320,000, the ACP is $20,000 over budget. Budget, $800,000. Actual cost, to date, $850,000. ACP, $50,000 over budget. Value metrics, earned value, F, measure the value of work performed. If the project is 50% complete and the total budget is $800,000, the F is $400,000. Planned value, PV, $400,000. F, $420,000. Schedule performance index, SPI, F, PV equals $420,000, $400,000 equals 1.05, ahead of schedule. Profitability metrics, net profit margin, calculate the profitability of the project. If gross revenue from the chassis is $1 million and net profit is $150,000, the net profit margin is 15%. Gross revenue, $1 million. Net profit, $150,000. Net profit margin, 15%. Productivity metrics, productivity, measure the output of the project team. If the team produced 10 chassis in 2 months, the productivity rate is 5 chassis per month. Output, 10 chassis time, 2 months. Productivity rate, 5 chassis, month. Customer satisfaction metrics, customer satisfaction, measure how satisfied customers are with a new chassis. If surveys show an average rating of 4.5 out of 5, the customer satisfaction score is 90%. Survey rating, 4.55. Customer satisfaction score, 90%. Employee satisfaction metrics, employee satisfaction score, measure the morale and satisfaction of the project team. If surveys show an average rating of 4 out of 5, the employee satisfaction score is 80%. Survey rating, 4.5. Employee satisfaction score, 80%. Budget metrics, budget variance, measure the difference between planned and actual budget. If the project budget was $800,000 and actual costs are $850,000, the budget variance is $50,000. Planned budget, $800,000. Actual cost, $850,000. Budget variance, $50,000. Other relevant metrics, line items, track specific budget items, such as materials, labor, and overhead. Materials, $300,000. Labor, $400,000. Overhead, $100,000. Gross revenues, total revenue generated from the project. For instance, if the new chassis generates $1,200,000 in sales. Gross revenues, $1,200,000. Net sales, revenue after deducting returns and discounts. If returns are $50,000 and discounts are $100,000, net sales are $1,050,000. Gross revenues, $1,200,000. Returns, $50,000. Discounts, $100,000. Net sales, $1,050,000. Conclusion: by using these metrics and examples, Larry Jeffers race cars can effectively plan, monitor, and control their new chassis development project. This approach ensures that the project stays on track, within budget, and meets its performance goals while keeping stakeholders informed and satisfied. Scenario: Larry Jeffers race cars, new chassis development project. Project overview: Larry Jeffers Race Cars is developing a new, lightweight chassis for drag racing cars. The project aims to enhance performance while reducing weight, making the cars more competitive. The project is scheduled to take 12 months, with a budget of $800,000. 1. Components of the project planning phase and their significance. Project plan components, scope statement, define the goal to develop a lightweight chassis that meets NHRA regulations and enhances vehicle performance. Work breakdown structure, WBS, detailed breakdown of tasks including design, prototyping, testing, and final production. Milestones, key deliverables at each phase, for example, design completion, prototype ready, testing phase start, final production. Risk management plan, identify and mitigate risks such as material delays, design flaws, and budget overruns. Communication plan, regular updates to stakeholders, including weekly meetings and monthly progress reports. Procurement plan, documentation and processes for acquiring materials and services. 2. Why milestones are important and how to set them. Importance. Milestones help track progress, ensure timely completion, and allow for adjustments if needed. They provide clear checkpoints and motivate the team by marking significant achievements. Setting milestones. Design phase completion, 3 months prototype development, 6 months testing phase start, 9 months final production, 12 months. 3. Making accurate time estimates and techniques for acquiring them from team members. Accurate time estimates, crucial for scheduling resources and ensuring the project stays on track. Techniques. Historical data, use data from similar past projects. Expert judgment, consult with team members and experts. Estimation tools, apply tools like BERT, program evaluation review technique, and critical path analysis. 4. Tools and best practices to build a project plan and risk management plan. Project management tools, Asana for task tracking, Microsoft Project for scheduling, and Trello for team collaboration. Risk management best practices, risk register, list and prioritize potential risks. Regular risk assessments, conduct periodic reviews to identify new risks and reassess existing ones. Contingency plans, develop action plans for high priority risks. 5. Estimating, tracking, and maintaining a budget. Estimating costs, use historical data, quotes from suppliers, and expert judgment. Tracking budget, regular financial reviews and variance analysis. Maintaining budget, implement cost control measures such as expense approvals and regular budget updates. 6. Procurement process and key procurement documentation. Procurement process, identify needs, determine what materials and services are required. Request for proposals, RFPs, solicit bids from suppliers. Contracts, formal agreements with selected vendors. Purchase orders, orders for specific goods and services. Key documentation, RFPs, contracts, purchase orders, and vendor agreements. 7. Drafting and managing a communication plan. Drafting the plan, methods, define communication methods, email, meetings, reports. Frequency, establish how often communications will occur. Target audience, identify who needs to receive information. Managing the plan, ensure timely and accurate updates to keep all stakeholders informed and engaged. 8. Why a project plan is necessary and what components it contains. Necessity, a project plan provides a roadmap for the project, ensuring all team members are aligned and aware of their responsibilities. It helps manage scope, schedule, and budget effectively. Components, scope statement, work breakdown, structure, WBS, schedule, budget, risk management plan, communication plan, procurement plan. Key metrics in the project, schedule metrics, actual schedule performance, ASP, plan duration, 12 months actual duration, to date, 14 months ASP, 16.67% delay. Cost metrics, actual cost performance, ACP, budget, $800,000 actual cost, to date, $850,000 ACP, $50,000 over budget. Value metrics, earned value, F, planned value, PV, $400,000 F, $420,000 schedule performance index, SPI, F, PV equals $420,000, $400,000 equals 1.05, ahead of schedule. Profitability metrics, net profit margin, gross revenue, $1 million net profit, $150,000 net profit margin, 15%. Productivity metrics, productivity rate, output, 10 chassis time, 2 months productivity rate, 5 chassis, month. Customer satisfaction metrics, customer satisfaction score, survey rating, 4.55. Customer satisfaction score, 90%. Employee satisfaction metrics, employee satisfaction score, survey rating, 4.5. Employee satisfaction score, 80%. Budget metrics, budget variance, planned budget, $800,000 actual cost, $850,000 budget variance, $50,000 Other relevant metrics, line items, materials, $300,000 labor, $400,000 overhead, $100,000 gross revenues, $1,200,000 net sales, gross revenues, $1,200,000 returns, $50,000 discounts, $100,000 net sales, $1,050,000 Team Hampshire race cars, fictional scenario with valuation Feathered Fury drag series scenario. Overview, Team Hampshire Race Cars is launching the Feathered Fury Drag Series, aiming to organize a series of grassroots drag racing events across the West Coast. This project involves meticulous planning to ensure each event runs smoothly and meets participant and spectator expectations. Project Planning Phase Components and Valuation Scope Statement Valuation, 0.9 Description, define the scope to host 5 drag racing events, ensuring compliance with NHRA regulations while promoting community engagement and safety. Let's dive into the scenario for Team Hampshire Race Cars and their Feathered Fury Drag Series, focusing on a scope statement component with numerical metrics and valuation. Scope Statement, Valuation, 0.9 Description. Team Hampshire Race Cars aims to organize 5 drag racing events under the Feathered Fury Drag Series, ensuring compliance with NHRA regulations while emphasizing community engagement and safety. Numerical metrics, number of events, planned, 5 drag racing events. Valuation, each event contributes significantly to community engagement and brand visibility, enhancing the overall project value. NHRA compliance, requirements met for each event, for example, safety protocols, track standards. Valuation, ensures legal and safety compliance, critical for reputation and participant satisfaction. Community engagement, attendance numbers, targeting 500 spectators per event. Valuation, engagement metrics such as social media interactions, community feedback, and local media coverage contribute to the project's success. Safety measures, implementation of safety protocols, emergency services, track inspections. Valuation, ensures participant safety and regulatory compliance, enhancing reputation and trust within the racing community. Overall value rating, considering the scope statement's components, adherence to NHRA regulations, community engagement efforts, and safety measures, the overall value rating for the scope statement in this scenario would be 0.9. This reflects the high importance and successful planning of hosting multiple drag racing events under the Feathered Fury Drag Series while meeting all specified criteria. Work Breakdown Structure, WBS, Valuation, 0.8 Description, breakdown tasks including event planning, logistics, marketing, and safety measures to ensure comprehensive event execution. Work Breakdown Structure, WBS, for Feathered Fury Drag Series, Season Opener Valuation, 0.8 Description, breakdown tasks including event planning, logistics, marketing, and safety measures to ensure comprehensive event execution. Event planning, define event objectives and timeline. Set clear objectives for the season opener. Objective, achieve attendance of 500 spectators. Ability to track, ticket sales and attendance counts. Measure, actual attendance compared to target. Valuation, 0.2 Objective, secure sponsorship from at least 3 local businesses. Ability to track, number of sponsorship inquiries and agreements. Measure, total sponsorship revenue generated. Valuation, 0.15 Establish timeline. Milestones for preparation. Milestone, confirm venue selection and booking by week 2. Ability to track, venue options reviewed and selected. Measure, timeliness of venue booking confirmation. Valuation, 0.1 Milestone, finalize event program and schedule by week 4. Ability to track, program draft completion and schedule outline. Measure, program finalized and communicated to stakeholders. Valuation, 0.1 Logistics, venue selection and booking. Research and select suitable venue options, research potential venues within a 30-mile radius of the city. Ability to track, list of potential venues compiled with pros and cons. Measure, criteria-based evaluation of venues. Valuation, 0.1 Evaluate venues based on capacity, amenities, and accessibility. Ability to track, venue evaluation checklist completed. Measure, scored evaluation matrix for each venue. Valuation, 0.1 Negotiate and finalize venue booking, negotiate rental fee within a budget of $5,000. Ability to track, budget allocated for venue rental negotiations. Measure, cost savings achieved compared to initial quotes. Valuation, 0.1 Confirm booking with a signed contract by week 3. Ability to track, contract draft reviewed and finalized. Measure, contract signed and deposit paid. Valuation, 0.1 Equipment rental and setup. Identify required equipment, timing systems, safety barriers, rent timing equipment capable of precise 0.001 second accuracy. Ability to track, equipment specifications and rental options. Measure, equipment setup and calibration checklist. Valuation, 0.1 Arrange for safety barriers compliant with NHRA regulations. Ability to track, safety requirements checklist and compliance. Measure, inspection report for installed barriers. Valuation, 0.1 Arrange rental and setup logistics, coordinate with equipment suppliers for delivery and setup schedule. Ability to track, delivery schedule confirmed with suppliers. Measure, on-time delivery and setup completion. Valuation, 0.1 Conduct on-site equipment setup and testing 2 days prior to the event. Ability to track, equipment setup timeline and testing procedures. Measure, successful equipment functionality tests. Valuation, 0.1 Marketing promotional campaigns. Develop social media campaign strategy. Goal, reach 10,000 impressions on Facebook and Instagram combined. Ability to track, social media content calendar and scheduled posts. Measure, impressions and engagement metrics, likes, shares, comments. Valuation, 0.15 Strategy, publish teaser posts weekly starting 4 weeks before the event. Launch targeted email newsletters to racing enthusiasts, compile mailing list of 1,000 local racing enthusiasts and sponsors. Ability to track, subscribe list compilation and segmentation. Measure, open rates and click-through rates of newsletters. Valuation, 0.1 Send bi-weekly newsletters with event updates and special offers. Design and distribution of event flyers and posters. Create visually appealing flyers and posters. Design flyers highlighting event schedule and featured races. Ability to track, design drafts and feedback iterations. Measure, final design approval and printing specifications. Valuation, 0.1 Print 500 flyers and 200 posters for distribution in local businesses. Ability to track, printing order and delivery confirmation. Measure, distribution locations and effectiveness. Valuation, 0.1 Distribute promotional materials across local racing communities, partner with local auto shops and racing clubs for flyer distribution. Ability to track, distribution partnerships established. Measure, flyers and posters displayed in agreed locations. Valuation, 0.1 Ensure posters are displayed prominently in high-traffic areas. Safety measures. Emergency response planning. Coordinate with local emergency services for on-site support. Confirm availability of medical personnel and ambulance services. Ability to track, emergency service contacts and agreements. Measure, response time and on-site availability. Valuation, 0.1 Establish communication protocols for emergency situations. Develop contingency plans for various scenarios, weather, accidents. Prepare alternative plans for inclement weather affecting outdoor activities. Ability to track, weather monitoring and contingency plan updates. Measure, implementation of alternative plans as needed. Valuation, 0.1 Train staff on emergency procedures and evacuation protocols. Crowd control and spectator safety. Implement crowd management strategies, designate entry and exit points with clear signage and staff guidance. Ability to track, site map with designated zones and staff assignments. Measure, crowd flow and wait times at entry points. Valuation, 0.1 Monitor crowd density to prevent overcrowding in viewing areas. Ensure adequate safety measures, barriers, medical support. Install safety barriers along the racetrack and spectator areas. Ability to track, barrier installation plan and safety inspections. Measure, barrier effectiveness and compliance with safety standards. Valuation, 0.1 Provide on-site medical team and first aid stations. Overall value rating, 0.8. This detailed WBS example provides a comprehensive view of how Team Hampshire Race Cars plans and executes their season opener for the Feathered Fury Drag Series, emphasizing the ability to track and measure each task's progress and success. The numerical metrics and valuations assigned to each component reflect their critical role in achieving a successful and safe racing event. Milestones evaluation, 0.95 Description, set milestones for each event cycle, event planning completion, marketing campaign launch, participant registration deadline, and race day execution. Milestones for Feathered Fury Drag Series valuation, 0.95 Description, set milestones for each event cycle, event planning completion, marketing campaign launch, participant registration deadline, and race day execution. Event planning completion. Define event objectives and timeline. Objective, achieve attendance of 500 spectators. Ability to track, ticket sales and registration numbers. Measure, actual attendance compared to target. Valuation, 0.2 Establish timeline. Milestones for preparation. Milestone, confirm venue selection and booking by week 2. Ability to track, venue options reviewed and selected. Measure, timeliness of venue booking confirmation. Valuation, 0.15 milestone, finalize event program and schedule by week 4. Ability to track, program draft completion and schedule outline. Measure, program finalized and communicated to stakeholders. Valuation, 0.15 marketing campaign launch, develop social media campaign strategy, goal, reach 10,000 impressions on Facebook and Instagram combined. Ability to track, social media content calendar and scheduled posts. Measure, impressions and engagement metrics, likes, shares, comments. Valuation, 0.2 launch targeted email newsletters to racing enthusiasts, compile mailing list of 1,000 local racing enthusiasts and sponsors. Ability to track, subscribe list compilation and segmentation. Measure, open rates and click-through rates of newsletters. Valuation, 0.15 participant registration deadline, set registration deadline for participants, goal, register at least 50 race participants. Ability to track, registration portal and participant sign-ups. Measure, number of registered participants compared to target. Valuation, 0.1 race day execution, ensure all logistics and safety measures are in place, coordinate equipment setup and safety checks. Ability to track, equipment setup timeline and functionality tests. Measure, successful completion of safety checks. Valuation, 0.1 implement crowd control and spectator safety measures, designate entry and exit points with clear signage. Ability to track, site map with designated zones and signage plans. Measure, effectiveness of crowd flow management. Valuation, 0.1 overall value rating, 0.95. This scenario demonstrates how Team Hampshire race cars strategically plans and executes their Feathered Fury drag series, using specific numerical metrics and valuations for each milestone. This structured approach ensures that all critical phases from event planning through to race day execution are meticulously managed to achieve a successful and well-organized racing event. Risk Management Plan Valuation, 0.85. Description, identify risks such as weather disruptions, participant injuries, budget overruns, and develop mitigation strategies to minimize impact. Enhanced Risk Management Plan for Feathered Fury Drag Series Valuation, 0.85. Description, identify risks such as weather disruptions, participant injuries, budget overruns, and develop mitigation strategies to minimize impact. Risk Identification and Assessment. Weather disruptions, likelihood, high during rainy seasons, for example, winter and spring. Impact, potential delays in races, reduced spectator attendance. Mitigation strategy, monitor weather forecasts daily in the week leading up to events, maintain direct contact with meteorological services for real-time updates. Participant injuries, likelihood, moderate, inherent risks in motorsports events such as collisions or equipment failures. Impact, safety incidents can lead to race interruptions and impact participant morale. Mitigation strategy, conduct regular safety inspections of track conditions and equipment, provide mandatory safety briefings for all participants and crew members. Budget overruns, likelihood, moderate, influenced by fluctuating costs of materials, services, and unexpected expenses. Impact, potential strain on financial resources allocated for the event, affecting quality and planned activities. Mitigation strategy, implement a detailed budget monitoring system with monthly reviews, allocate contingency funds for unforeseen costs, negotiate contracts with vendors to lock in prices. Risk mitigation actions. Weather disruptions, action, establish a weather monitoring team to track forecasts and issue alerts. Measure, maintain detailed logs of weather updates and activation of contingency plans. Valuation, 0.2. Participant injuries, action, provide comprehensive training for event staff on emergency response protocols. Measure, document incident reports and conduct post-event debriefings with medical personnel. Valuation, 0.3. Budget overruns, action, implement strict cost controls and regular budget reviews. Measure, generate monthly budget variance reports, obtain approvals for budget adjustments. Valuation, 0.25. Risk response planning, develop contingency plans, response, maintain a list of alternative dates for races affected by weather disruptions. Measure, evaluate the effectiveness of contingency plans through post-event assessments and stakeholder feedback. Valuation, 0.2. Overall value rating, 0.85. This refined risk management plan for Team Hampshire race cars Feathered Fury Drag Series underscores the proactive measures taken to anticipate, assess, and mitigate risks that could impact event success. By employing detailed mitigation strategies, clear action plans, and rigorous monitoring of key metrics, the team aims to ensure a safe and well-executed racing experience while safeguarding against potential disruptions. Communication Plan Evaluation, 0.9 Description: establish communication methods, emails, social media updates, frequency, weekly updates, pre-event announcements, and target audience, racers, sponsors, spectators. Comprehensive Communication Plan for Feathered Fury Drag Series Evaluation, 0.9 Description: establish communication methods, emails, social media updates, frequency, weekly updates, pre-event announcements, and target audience, racers, sponsors, spectators. Communication methods and channels: email communication, frequency, bi-weekly newsletters leading up to the event. Target audience, racers, sponsors, local racing enthusiasts. Metrics: open rates, 25% target, click-through rates, 10% target, subscriber growth, plus 100 subscribers. Valuation, 0.3 Social media updates, platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Frequency, daily updates during event promotion periods. Target audience, general public, racing fans, sponsors. Metrics: impressions, 50,000 per post, engagement, 5% average engagement rate, follower growth, plus 500 followers. Valuation, 0.3 Event website updates, content, event schedule, participant list, ticket sales. Frequency, updated weekly with latest event details. Target audience, general public, potential attendees. Metrics: website traffic, plus 20% increase, page views, 500 per week, time spent on site, average 3 minutes. Valuation, 0.2 Communication schedule: pre-event announcements, content, countdown to event, highlight featured races, special announcements. Timing, weekly updates starting 4 weeks before the event. Channels, email newsletters, social media posts. Valuation, 0.15 Event day communication, content, live updates, race results, interviews with participants. Timing, throughout the event day. Channels, social media, live updates, public address announcements. Valuation, 0.1 Target audience segmentation: racers, communication, detailed race instructions, schedule updates. Valuation, 0.1 Sponsors, communication, ROI updates, sponsor recognition opportunities. Valuation, 0.1 Spectators, communication, event highlights, schedule reminders, ticket promotions. Valuation, 0.1 Overall value rating, 0.9 This comprehensive communication plan for Team Hampshire Race Cars Feathered Fury Drag Series ensures effective engagement with stakeholders at every stage of the event cycle. The plan's numerical metrics provide clear targets for performance evaluation, guiding the team towards maximizing audience reach, enhancing participant satisfaction, and optimizing sponsor relationships. The valuation of each component reflects its critical role in achieving overall communication effectiveness and event success. Key metrics and overall value rating: overall value rating, 0.88 Project planning tools and best practices: project management tools, Asana for task tracking, Trello for team collaboration, and Google Sheets for budget management. Risk management tools, use of a risk register, regular risk assessments, and contingency plans for critical risks. Budget management, detailed budgeting using historical data, vendor quotes, and ongoing financial reviews to track expenses. Procurement documentation, request for proposals, RFPs, vendor contracts, purchase orders, and agreements to ensure timely procurement of event resources. Project planning tools and best practices: project management tools, Asana for task tracking, assign tasks and track progress. Metrics, number of tasks assigned per phase, completion rates. Valuation, 0.3 Trello for team collaboration, collaborate on project boards for each event phase. Metrics, number of cards created, team members engaged. Valuation, 0.3 Google Sheets for budget management, track budget allocations and actual expenses. Metrics, budget variance, percent, actual versus forecasted expenditures. Valuation, 0.25 Risk management tools, risk register: document identified risks, their likelihood, and potential impacts. Metrics, number of risks logged, severity ratings. Valuation, 0.2 Regular risk assessments, conduct periodic reviews of risk status and updates. Metrics, frequency of assessments, risk mitigation effectiveness. Valuation, 0. 2. Contingency plans for critical risks. Develop specific plans for high-impact risks like weather disruptions. Metrics: activation of contingency plans, impact on event timeline. Valuation: 0.15. Budget management, detailed budgeting using historical data. Analyze previous event budgets for cost estimation. Metrics: historical budget accuracy, percent, adjustments made. Valuation: 0.25. Vendor quotes and ongoing financial reviews. Obtain multiple quotes for major expenses, for example, equipment rental. Metrics: number of quotes obtained, cost savings achieved. Valuation: 0.2. Procurement documentation, request for proposals, RFPs, issue clear RFPs for services like venue rental and equipment. Metrics: response rate from vendors, compliance with RFP requirements. Valuation: 0.15. Vendor contracts and purchase orders. Formalize agreements with selected vendors. Metrics: timeliness of contract finalization, adherence to delivery schedules. Valuation: 0.1. Key metrics and overall value rating. Overall value rating, 0.88. This scenario demonstrates how Team Hampshire Race Car supplies robust project planning tools and best practices to efficiently manage their Feathered Fury drag series. Each tool and practice is evaluated with specific numerical metrics, ensuring effective event planning, risk mitigation, budget control, and procurement management. The overall value rating reflects the critical role these components play in achieving successful and well-organized racing events. Conclusion: the Feathered Fury Drag Series by Team Hampshire Race Cars exemplifies effective project planning, incorporating robust strategies to manage scope, schedule, budget, risks, and communications. By leveraging these components and metrics, Team Hampshire aims to deliver successful drag racing events that enhance community involvement and promote grassroots racing culture. Feathered Fury Drag Series Scenario Overview: Team Hampshire Race Cars is launching the Feathered Fury Drag Series, aiming to organize a series of grassroots drag racing events across the West Coast. This project involves meticulous planning to ensure each event runs smoothly and meets participant and spectator expectations. Project planning phase. Components and valuation. Scope statement. Valuation, 0.9. Description: define the scope to host 5 drag racing events, ensuring compliance with NHRA regulations while promoting community engagement and safety. Work breakdown. Structure, WBS. Valuation, 0.8. Description: breakdown of tasks including event planning, logistics, participant registration, safety measures, and promotional activities. Milestones. Valuation, 0.85. Description: key milestones include event planning completion, venue booking, participant registration deadlines, and event day preparations. Risk management plan. Valuation, 0.85. Description: identify and mitigate risks such as weather disruptions, participant injuries, budget overruns, and regulatory compliance issues. Communication plan. Valuation, 0.8. Description: regular updates via email, newsletters, social media announcements, and pre-event briefings to stakeholders, participants, and sponsors. Key project management metrics. Schedule metrics: actual schedule performance, ASP, planned duration, 6 months. Actual duration, to date, 6 months. ASP, on-schedule cost metrics: actual cost performance, ACP, budget, $300,000. Actual cost, to date, $295,000. ACP, $5,000. Under budget. Value metrics: earned value, planned value, PV, $200,000. F, $210,000. Schedule performance index, SPI, F, PV equals $210,000, $200,000 equals 1.05, ahead of schedule. Profitability metrics: net profit margin. Gross revenues, $400,000. Net profit, $80,000. Net profit margin, 20%. Productivity metrics: productivity rate. Output, 5 successful events. Time, 6 months. Productivity rate, 0.83 events, month. Customer satisfaction metrics: customer satisfaction survey rating, 4.85. Customer satisfaction score, 96%. Employee satisfaction metrics: employee satisfaction score survey rating, 4.55. Employee satisfaction score, 90%. Budget metrics: budget variance. Planned budget, $300,000. Actual cost, $295,000. Budget variance, $5,000. Under budget. Other relevant metrics, line items, event management, promotions, safety measures. Gross revenues, $400,000. Net sales, $395,000. This scenario illustrates how Team Hampshire Race Cars manages their Feathered Fury Drag Series project with key project management components and metrics. Each component's valuation reflects its importance and success in contributing to the overall project goals.